Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we continue to build decks around the new legendary creatures from Bloomborough. Though a lot of our recent decks have been budget friendly, today's deck is not. Apologies to your wallet. Don't worry, I'll have some budget suggestions for the priciest cards. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically, if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Dragonhawk Fate's Tempest is a 5-mana 5/5 legendary bird dragon with flying. Whenever Dragonhawk enters or attacks, we exile the top X cards of our library, where X is the number of creatures we control with power 4 or greater. We may play those cards until our next end step. At the beginning of our next end step, Dragonhawk deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of those cards that are still exiled. So our commander is both card advantage and a way for us to deal damage. But in order to capitalize on that damage, we're going to want a lot of big creatures. And what better creatures are there in red? That's right, this will be a dragon deck. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Years before this channel was sponsored by Ultimate Guard, they were always my #1 choice when it comes to sleeves or deck boxes. Pick up Ultimate Guard products at your local game store, or order them on Amazon. Link down below. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. By the way, I'm taking a break from streaming for a couple weeks while I get a few projects handled. But I do intend to keep streaming in the future. So if you'd like to come hang out and chat, make sure you're subscribed to either my Twitch channel or my other YouTube channel, Musings by Danon. For lands, we're running War Room, Arena of Glory, Scavenger Grounds, and 32 Mountains. I know, it's pretty basic. And yes, there are a lot of other lands we could be running, but our budget was running high enough as is. For mana ramp, we've got Goldspan Dragon, Ancient Copper Dragon, Ganex Astral Hunter, Cavern Horde Dragon, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Fire Diamond, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Dragon's Horde, Worn Power Stone, Gauntlet of Power, Thrawn Dynamo, Wayfarer's Bauble, Solemn Simulacrum, and Herald's Horn. Ancient Copper Dragon is the most expensive card in the deck, and if you want to replace it, I'd recommend Descent into Avernus. Yes, we give our opponents treasures, but Cavern Horde Dragon doesn't mind, and the extra damage goes well with our deck strategy. For card advantage, we're running Sarkhan Fireblood, Chandra Torch of Defiance, Sarkhan's Triumph, Big Score, Unexpected Windfall, Jeska's Will, Wheel of Misfortune, Seize the Spoils, Sunbird's Invocation, Koth Fire of Resistance, and Endless Atlas. Nothing too expensive here other than Jeska's Will. You can replace that with Thrill of Possibility or Demand Answers, whichever you prefer. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Steel Hellkite, Obsidian Charmaw, Chaos Warp, Abrade, Bolt Bend, Wild Magic Surge, Hell to Pay, Blood Moon, Insult Injury, Vandal Blast, Incinerator of the Guilty, Warstorm Surge, and Sarkhan's Unsealing. With big dragons comes big damage. To reset the board, we're running Balefire Dragon, Blasphemous Act, and Earthquake. With so many flying creatures, it's fun to run a card like Earthquake. The core of our deck consists of Terror of the Peaks, Hellkite Tyrant, Dracuseth Maw of Flames, Lathliss Dragon Queen, Scourge of Valkus, Utvara Hellkite, Scourge of the Throne, Wrathful Red Dragon, Skyline Despot, Thunderbreak Regent, Chaos Dragon, Inferno of the Star Mounts, and Leyline Tyrant. Supporting our plan, we've got Fiery Emancipation, Dictate of the Twin Gods, Furnace of Wrath, Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, Invasion of Tarkir, Dragon Tempest, and Commander's Plate. Lots of extra damage and ways to protect our commander. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 35 lands and 16 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 11 pieces of card advantage. 13 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 1 piece of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds. 1 sudden I win card in Fiery Emancipation. Now, our commander probably won't win us the game by himself, but we do have plenty of ways to support the extra damage it's going to deal every turn. Ideally, you want to have as many dragons as possible, then exile a bunch of cards off the top of your library. Here, let's do some math. Let's say we have 5 dragons when we attack. We exile 5 cards off the top of our library, swing out, hit with all of them, dealing about 30 damage. Our dragons have between 4 and 7 power for the most part, so 30 damage from 5 dragons is reasonable. Assuming we don't play any of the cards that we exile, when our end step comes around, we'll deal 10 more damage to our opponents. Let's play that same scenario again, but with Fiery Emancipation on board. We now do 90 damage in combat, and our commander deals 30 damage to each opponent. That should win us the game on the spot. Now, I'm not saying you never want to play the spells exiled by Dragonhawk, but the fact that we can turn them into damage or into card advantage is core to the red color identity, and I love it. Are you building a Dragonhawk Fates Tempest deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made, or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Sean, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Midge, Alex, Conga, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Austin, William, Pye, Turner, Triz, Kazaris, and Slack. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.